What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So, I just got to Connecticut, and as I was driving, I was thinking about a couple of things that a lot of people that I know, like, have gone through, even myself, and certain situations have popped up in the last couple of months or so with people that I know that made me. And this is obviously, relationship related. And so, it's one of those things where I feel like, and I'm talking to the people who are in like long-term relationships. Like, if you're in a long-term relationship and you still are not comfortable having certain conversations or having hard conversations, like, in my opinion, you're probably not ready to have a serious relationship, because I can't stress that enough. It is so super important for you to have these particular hard conversations with your partner. I know people who have gone into marriages without having certain conversations, and of course they didn't last. But and I'm not going to drop names or anything like that, but I just feel like it is so important to have hard conversations, especially when you're in a long-term relationship and you see yourself with someone and you want a future with them, or they want a future with you, whether it's conversations about children, where do you see yourself career-wise, having the conversation about money and finances. I can't stress it enough. That's probably one of the top reasons why people get divorced, is because nobody talks about finances, and one person works, the other one spends it, and nobody knows where the money is coming or going from, or why it's being spent so much. And then, they start having conflicts because somebody's spending too much money, nobody's working enough, and then next thing you know, they're getting divorced. And I mean, I've never been married, but I know statistically, finances is one of the top reasons why people get divorced. And it's one of those things where, that's something that's super important to talk about, because you need to know who you're dealing with. You need to know how the other person likes to spend their money, what they're spending their money on. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to keep tabs, on or give allowances just to know, what I mean, like where that money is coming from or anything like that. But it is so super important for you guys to come together and talk to each other about, savings and investing. And, how do you see yourself investing your money in your future? What do you plan on doing with the money that you've got coming in? And it's one of those things where I've never been one to, be all up in my partner's business when it comes to the money and everything like that. But it is important for me to know what you like spending money on, what you like to do with your money. Do you like investing? Do you like putting it in stocks? Do you want to save up for a house, a car, things that nature? Do you want to start trying to save up for a family if you want that? And that stuff is super important to talk about. Also, careers. It is so super important to talk to each other about your careers. If you're not where you want to be right now, and you've been with somebody for like 5 years, and you're still striving to try to get to where you want to be, it's a bit of a touchy situation, because being with somebody for 5 years is a really, really long time. And at that point, I'm sure, whether it's the male or the female, somebody is looking for a ring. Somebody is looking to settle down. Somebody is looking to buy a house with you. Somebody is looking to want to have kids. And if you're not where you are career-wise, that's something that you need to talk about, because you don't want the other person to have the expectation of, oh, okay, we've been together this long, it's only a matter of time, when the other person, who is still not where they want to be career-wise, feels like they need another 10 years to get to where they need to be. And you can't just drag somebody along thinking that they're just never going to leave, or that they're just going to ride with you. Like, if they do, that's good, fine, but that conversation needs to be had. Whether you want children, that conversation needs to be had, because the person needs to know whether whether you want children or not is a conversation that needs to be had. One person may want it, the next person, the other person may not. And maybe a couple of years down the line, the roles are reversed, and the person that wanted it now doesn't want it, and then the one that doesn't want it now wants kids. So it's one of those conversations where it doesn't have to constantly come up, but once in a while, it's good to kind of retouch on certain important situations. Because I know a lot of people who have gone through some things, and the tough conversations never happened. How putting money together and having both names on something is something serious. Now, if you do that before even being married or anything like that, you definitely have to have those type of conversations. You know what I mean? Because what happens if you guys don't work out and you have an apartment under both of your names? How is that going to work out? How are you going to split that when you guys break up? Both of you are moving out. Is one person staying in the apartment? So it's not something that you want to say, okay, you know what? We've been together for 3 years now, but if we break up, you don't want to put a damper on your relationship, but at the same time, you do want to have these conversations to know where the other person is mentally in your relationship. And especially if you both see a future with each other, and you both see, potential to have a family, or to be financially stable, or you both are investing in certain things and preparing for your future. Those things are good conversations to have, because if you guys are both on the same page and you guys are both looking to have a financially stable future, and you are in a position where you enjoy what you do, or maybe you want to, and people are different, later on down the line, you may say to yourself, okay, you know what? I've never done this before, but I think I want to get certified in this. I want to learn a new hobby, or I want to learn a new trade, and that's okay. Because you are with someone and you are sharing your time and your life with that person, whether you are in a long-term relationship, whether you're engaged, whether you're married. You are spending time with that other person. You are giving each other something that you cannot get back, and that is time. And the last thing that you want to do is waste it. So I just want to encourage you guys out there, because I've been having some conversations, and it's just things that have brought me to think about things in my past. And I'm just like, these conversations need to be had, especially if you want a future together. If you want a future together and you want it to work, and you want to have, a positive and successful relationship, the main thing that you need to do is communicate. Communicate. I cannot stress that enough. Communication opens a lot of doors. It allows the other person to trust you, and you trust them. It allows you to open your minds up to each other, to, let each other know what it is that's on your mind, how you see things in the future and things like that. And, you're not hiding anything from each other. You're not hiding finances. You're not, hiding your feelings about the future. You know what I mean? Don't waste your time, and don't waste somebody else's time. Have hard conversations, especially if you are in a long-term relationship. All right. So I just wanted to leave you guys with a little relationship talk. Leave your comments down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Give me your thoughts. Any discussion is open discussion here, and it is welcome respectfully. All right. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, hit like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I pop up on your feed. I'll see you guys later. Doodles.